On this episode of Southeast Iowa Today, I am at the Washington Public Library in Washington, Iowa, and I visit with Washington, the city of Washington's mayoral candidate, one of 4 mayoral candidates, Ivan Rangel, and he discusses with me his ideas for the city of Washington. And it's all brought to you by Griner Auto Body of Washington, Iowa, using state-of-the-art techniques and decades of experience to get your car back on the road after an accident. Car Doctor of Washington, Iowa, no matter who Frankensteined it, they can fix and clean and customize it. McDonald Boneyard of Keota, Iowa, for all of your farm equipment and auto recycling needs. Hinshaw Trailer Sales of Richland, Iowa. You need a trailer, they've got your trailer, and they fix what they sell and don't in their full-time repair shop. Girling Repair of Winfield, Iowa. If your mower is dead, call Fred, your Husqvarna, Aaron's, and Gravely dealer. B&B Propane and the family of Jet Stops present Southeast Iowa Today. I'm John Bain, author of Christie's Journey, The Beat Goes On, and your host. Let's meet Ivan. Ivan, welcome to Southeast Iowa Today.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I hope you are too. I want to say thank you to the Washington Public Library for allowing us to use the conference room here today. And you've got the beautiful backdrop behind you of the town square.
Yes, I do, and it turned out to be a beautiful day.
It did. Now, give me a little bit of background about yourself, and I'm sure it's quite a lengthy list, but give me what you want to share, because when you're done doing that, I'm going to say, and you want to be mayor too?
So a little bit about me, I'm a husband, I'm a father of 3. I've lived here in Washington for almost 30 years. This September will be 30 years. I own and operate a small construction company, Rangel Construction, and I've sat on the city council for about just over almost a year and a half now. And a little bit about me is, I'm a family man. I enjoy spending time traveling with my kids and wife. I've kind of worked myself into a situation where I'm not up on the roof or doing siding, I'm more of just managing my company. So it gives me, I want to say, spare time or more flexibility with my schedule. And I think, the community has given me a lot, in the business aspect, so I feel like it's time for me to give back to the community, and that's why I chose to run for mayor. Something else about me, I'm very easy to get along with. I'm sociable. My people in my ward always come up to me, talk to me, call me, and I'm easy to get along with,
Well, how long have you been on the council now?
So it was 1 year this last February. So it was what, a year and 3 months.
Yeah. So after that time and that experience, you're like, yeah, I think I'm getting the hang of this gig, and you want to do more.
Yes, I do want to do more, and what a better role than being mayor, taking that job and just being the voice, for the people, and I know I'm the youngest out of all the candidates, and one thing I hope to inspire, our youth, to get more involved, with the city government, and because there's just a lack right now. Last night at the forum, it was very seldom that you saw, younger generations getting involved, and I hoping with me running that inspires others to do as well, and even get on board or try to get on the council. Just have mixed generations,
Yeah, and I've noticed as I become a more seasoned citizen, I'm not quite a real old guy, but I'm starting to be an older guy. When you're younger, when you're in 20s and your 30s and your 40s, you're busting your hump to have a career. You're busting your hump to raise your kids and be a responsible parent and the proper partner for your spouse. And at the end of the day, you're like, I don't have time for politics. I've got all this other stuff I got to do. And the thing is, we're Americans, and politics, whether people want to admit it or not, that's what separates us from a lot of the other countries in the world is our freedoms, and the freedoms that we have are from the fact that first we can vote.
Yes.
It's a right
Yes.
to vote. So yeah, I bet you, as more people get to know you, I would think that they're like, hey, there's somebody that's representing my age group.
Yes, and then what I want to communicate to my age group or all age groups is, sometimes we may sit around and complain, but let's do something about it. Let's speak up. Let's get involved with the community, and let's make a change together. That's basically my message.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know if everybody knows it, but I'm Hispanic, and there's a growing population to Hispanics in Washington, So I kind of hope to be that bridge, Sometimes there's a language barrier or anything, and Hispanic people are shy or bashful. They don't speak up, and I'm hoping that if elected, they would come out and share their concerns or their needs for the city.
And I would think for any person, the more that you get involved and start paying attention, the easier it is to communicate
Yes.
with others, and you feel more comfortable in doing that. So
Yes.
that's interesting. Now, I want to bring up something I brought up when I've interviewed a couple of your opponents for the mayoral election.
Okay.
And that is on January 16th of this year, 2024, while Mayor Pro Tem Millie Youngquist was out of town, the Washington City Council voted 5-0 to send Mayor Jaron Rosine a letter asking him to resign from office. Rosine spent the prior 11 months on a voluntary unpaid leave of absence after being accused of third-degree sexual abuse by the state of Iowa, which announced the charges January 24th of 2023. And Rosine is trial now, after being moved so many times over that period, is now scheduled for May of 2024, the next month. You were a part of that. How did you folks come to that decision? Give us a little background and your thoughts on it.
My thoughts on it, it's we needed somebody in that position, that originally ran for office, not somebody who was just going to be there as a pro tem mayor, And it's great that Millie decided, to run. She's been in it for the past year and months, But my thinking behind that is, unfortunately, what happened with Jaron was unfortunate, but that in a way was hurting our city, I think. And that's why I decided, step down and let somebody else take the reins,
Were you, as a councilman, affected by the accusations of the mayor at that time? Did people say, hey, what's the deal here? What's going on?
Yeah, and when I was running for city council, that was right around the time, and people were asking me what's going on, and that was all news,
Right.
And I don't think I got to work with him at all because of the charges. And they asked me, and to be fair, it's you're innocent till proven guilty. That's the way our justice system works,
Right.
But at the same time, I think the longer they prolonged everything, it was kind of affecting us as a city and city council, because we need our leader to be there.
Yeah, you were down a council person.
Yeah, basically.
With Millie Youngquist being the mayor pro tem.
Yeah, and I think that, I don't know if it was fair or unfair, but I think it was just for the people of Washington to have, a person in that office that was elected and wanted to run to take that position.
Very good. Another thing that's come up in the most recent past, on March 25th, 2024, City Administrator Deanna McCusker gave a 60-day notice of her resignation. How does that affect the city's daily operations?
I mean, it's unfortunate, but I'm still learning, as I sit on the council, but it's unfortunate because, first, our whole mayor situation happens, and now another key player in the city government is resigning. So it's like we're starting over again, But I mean, I think it's, whoever wins this mayor election, I think they'll do a great job, and we are looking for it and trying to hire a new city administrator. So hopefully, the past is a past, clean sheet, and moving forward, I think they'll have the full support from the council to stabilize our city government, I think, a little bit more.
Now, are you involved in the hiring process of the new city administrator?
No, I am not directly involved in the hiring process.
Can you explain to the audience how that works?
So I think we hired an outside firm, I think Thea, and they do the hiring, and then I don't know who actually does the interviewing. Sorry, but I'll find out.
Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, it's we had it hired out to an outside firm, and they're professionals at what they do. They look at our city and what our needs and what our, try to find the perfect match,
Right.
And I think they have a couple people that are interested. So, it's going forward. I hope, we hire somebody that is ready to take on
Right.
all our issues, and going forward, they do a great job for the city.
All right. Well, we are recording this interview on, Wednesday,
Yes.
April 24th, 2024, just 6 days before April 30th, 2024, Election Day. Let's say that you've gotten your message across loud and clear and people are receptive to it, and you get the most votes that night. What's the first thing you do as mayor after you're sworn in? What's your agenda? What's your plan?
Well, my plan is, we have a set budget already. Our capital improvement plan is keep going with, our infrastructure, fixing our water mains, our streets, our water lines, and maybe sitting down with the professionals or department heads on how can we, going forward, I'm talking about long-term, how could we make it better that we maintain everything better instead of, playing catch up and everything breaking and then all of a sudden we're out there. So, I mean, I want to surround myself by people that are directly involved and see how can we plan for the future.
Now, is that going on now where things are not in that mode right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's things out there that I think are on our fiscal years for down the future, to repair things, So it's already going, and we just got to keep on it and keep at it, and see how we can keep improving that. And another thing is, there is a demand for low to moderate income housing in town. That's one of my key things. I want to, sit down with developers or contractors and see what ideas they have, or how could the city, help or come together and see how we can create more housing, affordable housing, because there is a demand, and I see it this way: if we improve our housing situation, I think it could attract outside companies or businesses or factories to move into Washington. I think years ago there was a business that was looking to set up shop here, but they looked at, you guys have no housing to offer. Like
Which means you have no customers for me.
Yeah, if I create 100 jobs, where are all these people gonna live?
Right.
So that's one of my main things.
Okay.
And then I'll throw it out there. I'm a small business owner, so anything, being mayor that I could do to help, the downtown business owners or any small business owners, I'm pro that, and I'm all ears and open to any ideas on how we could improve that, and how the city could help improve that.
Now, the mayor's position, if I understand correctly, is a part-time position.
Yes.
And you've got a full-time job with your business. What kind of schedule do you envision yourself as mayor? I mean, like if someone comes to City Hall, are they going to see you at City Hall, or I mean, there's an office there, but is it something that you'll be in on a semi-regular basis?
So I see myself, on being there on a daily basis, you know, and the aspect of my full-time job, it's more of, you know, with this computers, it's basically all I have to do is pick up the phone, make phone calls, and, you know, meet with clients every once in a while, you know. And
That's a useful tool. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm using something very similar
You know.
right now to record this conversation.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
it is, so I mean, it gives me a little bit flexibility, you know, and I'll make sure, you know, to make my work schedule work around my mayor duties, you know.
Gotcha. One of the things that I've asked is to other folks that I've interviewed that are running for office, what is if you had to name one favorite thing that really you appreciate and enjoy or treasure about Washington, Iowa, what would it be?
You know, I might sound like repeating myself, but the people here are just awesome. You know, easygoing people, good to get along, great clients. You know, friendly people. You know, I think that's one of Washington's assets, and yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay, and then one other thing. I mean, we talked about the different things that you would address. What do you think is the most urgent item or topic you should address as mayor if you are elected mayor on April 30th?
It's between our infrastructure, like our lead line, some of the water, you know, water lines. I think there's going to be there's a study to see which our lines have lead. You know, I think that's
a big deal.
That's a big deal. You know, if there's lead, you know, in our lines, you know, we need to do something and correct that, because that affects people directly.
I was saying in one of the other interviews, I said, it's a big deal. Ask the people in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, yeah. So that's, I think, probably going to be one of the top priorities. And I'll throw in there again, housing is a big thing.
Very well. Now, once again, I thank you for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
One of the things that I do as we get closer to the time, you know, I've got you grilled, not here in front of the camera. And,
I don't have to look at you or look at the camera.
Yeah,
so.
and you're being a great sport. So one of the things I always want to do, and I always do it on no matter who I'm interviewing on whatever topic is, I always say I'm not smart enough to know everything, and I'm definitely not a mind reader, but if there was something that you would like to convey with the Southeast Iowa Today audience before we wrap up, what is it?
With the audience, you know, I mean, I really want to make this city grow and keep it flowing, you know. I want to better the city in the aspect, you know, I mean, adding amenities, you know, things that the younger people want, and as well as the elder.
Oh, our lights
went out. Yeah,
we weren't moving around as much.
I just want to convey, you know, I really want Washington to grow as a community, and as our population to grow, you know, so we can attract more companies and work, you know, and create more jobs here for our people. And at the same time, you know, create more low to moderate income housing. And I think if we get the community to grow together and create those things, there'll be more revenue, you know, as far as that'll help balance out, you know, with our taxes that keep going up, you know, there'll be more money to like fund things like infrastructure.
So maybe the taxes won't have to go up as often?
Hopefully, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
But anything else, you know, I mean, to all audiences, you know, just no matter if you vote for me or not, just get out there and vote. That's the biggest thing.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being a good sport. When the lights went off,
it's a signal.
Motion. Yeah, it's like wrap it up, guys.
Yeah.
It's like motion sensor, and we were sitting pretty still. So once again, thanks for being on Southeast Iowa Today. Good luck to you. I wish you all the best on your campaign and your business. And maybe the next time I'm talking to you, I'll be calling you Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Ivan Rangel for visiting with us today here at Southeast Iowa Today at the Washington Public Library in Washington, Iowa. This episode, well, before I even do that, I need to thank you for watching. And this episode is brought to you by Griner Auto Body, Car Doctor, McDonald Boneyard, Hinshaw Trailer Sales, Girling Repair, B&B Propane, and the family of Jet Stops. I'm your host, John Bain. Stay friendly, Southeast Iowa.